Well, hello, folks. How's everybody doing out there? Good to see everyone. I'm going to take my headset off because I don't need this. So hopefully that doesn't start buzzing in my ear. Great to see everyone. And I got all my members out there, it looks like. Got Mike, who's a member. You can tell by that little circle right there. We have Andrew, who also has the little circle, and 𝐩𝐚𝐜𝐢𝐿, who has the little circle next to the name. That's members of the YouTube channel at the, and those are members. And if you join at the $9.99 or the $14.99 level, you can come to the backstage passes and get a tip every day, just like this one, just like this tip. So it should be a lot of fun. And this is a pretty cool one, I think. But some people are going to be totally confused because you don't know what app scripts are. And this is talking about in Google Sheets and app script, where this is a tip I did a long time ago. I've done it a couple of times actually in my community to show people how to do this, which is super. I think it's very helpful and useful. And you might even be able to think up something. And now with all of the AIs that are out there and stuff like that, there's so many that'll help you create. If you don't know how to write an app script or code, this is really cool. And I get a lot of help from that, trust me, because I'm not a great code writer or whatever. But let's get right to it. I'm going to show you what I'm even talking about. So for example, I'm going to take you to my spreadsheet. This is my spreadsheet right here. And if you see, I have added, these are the normal menus in a Google Sheet, but I added this one called calendar. So if you look right here, I added that one. I have script that writes that every time this sheet opens, it writes that code. And then in that calendar, I have a menu where I can add event, add lines, or redo borders. So this is the one, redo borders, that I do all the time. Because, for example, I'm going to show you in this particular sheet, this is our schedule for our umpires and stuff. So all of these lines that are here, these dark lines, are separated on each day. Well, what if I take this game and I move it down here? Well, the days aren't going to be right and the lines aren't going to be right. If I delete a line or take a line out, those lines are no longer proper. So what I'm doing is I create code that refreshes. It takes away the lines, adds all the lines back. This is awesome stuff. This is just one example of some of the stuff you can do. Well, where do I even find that? How do I get that and find that? Well, it's under extensions. If you look here under extensions, it's called apps script. And that's what I'm looking for. I want to get to the apps script menu and I'm going to write some code. Now this has a bunch of them in here once it loads, if it loads, because it is taking its sweet time today. It took a while when I was going through Google Drive for it to even load. So it's not just this time. So usually it loads a lot quicker than this. I don't know if it's because I'm live or what. It's even worse. So this is going to be great for a sample, isn't it? To show you guys. Let's try one more time. Hope it loads. There we go. There we go. That's more like it. So I have one that's called right here. It's called remove all borders. It does all this stuff. It gets the active sheet. It takes the A1 through J, all of it, sets the borders to false, which takes them all away. Goes to column B, filter, BJ, last row, go to that, column 3, ascending, true, front, goes through all this kind of stuff, no data stored, whatever. I don't know what any of that means, but I don't need to, as long as somebody knows how to do it and how to get that. And then I also, like I said, when I first open up, I have a menu that creates itself every time it loads. So I'm going to go down here this time, and I want you to see this function that says on open. So every time this thing opens, create a menu item called calendar and then add items to the calendar. This one is redo borders. This one's add lines. This one's add event. So it creates that for me every time that sheet is open. You can do this in docs, slides, anything that you need a function to do something for you ahead of time. This is probably way over anybody's head, but I'm just saying, with AI, the way it is right now, they're making this easier and easier to do your code for you. You just tell it what you want it to be able to do. And then, but what I would do is always make a backup of your sheet first, because if you got a lot of data that you don't want messed up, make a second copy and say, this is number 2 version or 2 version or something like that. And then do all your testing on the 2 version. And if it works, go copy that script over into the other one. I love doing this kind of stuff because I like to have stuff where I automate processes all the time, like redoing the borders, redoing the colors, changing things, doing stuff like that. So I have a menu up there that I can do that, and it runs a script and does that. Keep in mind, whenever you run new script, even if you wrote it, if I wrote it myself, or even if I didn't write it, but I mean, if I created it, it always will ask you a security thing. Is this safe? It's always a checks and balance there to do that. I know this is a really confusing one, but I think it could be a really helpful one for things that you do, common tasks all the time. All right, that was about almost 8 minutes. That's all I got today. I think for me, it's a great tip if you've never done it, and maybe you find out that you really like to like doing this kind of stuff, but it might make it easier for you too. Andrew says, like photos, never edit the original. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not until you're sure that the code works. That's exactly right. That's all I got. I'm going to open it up right now to the backstage. You can come in. I have the Zoom meeting open for members. You're welcome to join us. Thank you so much. I appreciate you folks. Thanks everybody for coming and watching. I do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Next week's. So we'll see you then. Thanks everybody. And hold on a second. I got to get to the right. It doesn't want to cooperate right now. All right. Now I'm on it. Okay. Thanks everybody. See you next time. Bye.